I have something for your silly group, Sarah dear.
Right, I bet you have plenty.
A simple note for your Red Jenny associates. I believe it may point to anonymous holdings of one Lord Samarath.
I know him. Pisshead's hard as ice with his people.
Indeed. It would be a shame if his involvement in certain activities was revealed, his position at court weakened.
So we hurt a real prick, but you swoop in. We help people, but it helps you more. Arrgh.
Try not to cry openly, dear. It's ever so demeaning.
Look at you, all serious. What do wardens do when there's no blight anyway?
Whatever it takes to keep the world safe.
Like join Inquisition?
If that's what's necessary. Hey, you're here too.
The Inquisition can't be all broody beards like you and Cassandra.
She doesn't have the hair for it.
Oh, I bet she does. Places.
Are you alright, Lady Vivienne?
Whatever are you talking about, darling?
In our last fight, I saw you take a blow. If I'd been there quicker...
Oh, aren't you precious?
I appear to have offended.
No, dear. You couldn't possibly offend me.
Know what I hear? The only thing scaring nobles more than the baddies is being asked to help us. Typical, right? Wet and running the first sign of trouble.
I knew a duke who actually had a servant follow him to war with corks in case his bowels loosened. Called him his retainer.
Do all Grey Wardens have beards?
No, just me. I stole all the beards, and all the power held within. There can be only one.
Not really.
They hold races with greased cheese.
That sounds daft as anything.
They butter up a cheese about the size of a small wagon wheel and see how far they can run with it.
I'd just eat the cheese.
It's culture.
Well, culture can get in my mouth. The kitchen wouldn't give me cakes because Josie, oh so prim, was sending them to allies.
Ah, why cakes when you can give them a two-fingered salute and a box full of dog shit? You know I hate the aristocracy as much as you do. I hate that they sit in palaces, sipping wine while people starve outside their gates. I hate that good soldiers die in senseless wars over who gets the fancy chair. Still, better to have the nobility on your side than not. They're dogs, all of them. And even the primped and powdered ones have teeth.
Oh, dog shit. Oh, that's a good one. No jokes, the lot of you. I thought Josie was kissing arse, getting right up in there, but she's actually been fooling knobs all along. Good too.
Milady's adept at her special brand of warfare.
All smiles and pleases, like giving us their stuff. Does them a favour twice over. And they love her for it. Best idea ever. How'd you steal that one?
Yes, Sarah. You go right on ahead.
Vivi.
It is properly Madame Vivienne, official mage to the Imperial Court.
Yes, that's what I heard. Not the title, the snotty bit.
However shall I recover from your condemnation?
You're still doing it. Can you even shut it off?
For you, my dear? No.
I bet you left a trail.
Whatever are you on about now, dear?
What you used to be. Wherever you're from. Little people will know about you.
We all have something we used to be, haven't we, dear? Done things we would rather let die than have known? By all means, escalate, but I will answer in kind, armed with painful history I am sure is better left to your own sad memory.
She's freaking evil, she is. Look at this. I got something for you.
Darling, it's your bottom again. As bony and sad as it was the last dozen times you displayed it.
It's my butt.
Maker, however shall I endure this horror? Someone fetch me a fainting couch. I must remember to send a thank you gift to the Marquise Tremaine. Something delicious, perhaps?
I'm sorry, were you saying something to me?
Of course not, my dear. What was that wonderful restorative Bastien had? The one with violets.
The Heart of Spring, from Vachel.
Yes! Wait, how do you...
I wasn't always a drifter.
We do have facilities available to the Inquisition, you understand? Bathing shows common courtesy to one's traveling companions.
But I'm an ill-bred vagabond from the woods. Common courtesy is beyond me. What fault do you find with me, Vivienne? I've tried to be civil.
Darling, your civility has so little to do with your faults. I wouldn't let that trouble you.
Then what am I doing wrong?
Just keep hitting things, my dear. Don't worry your little head about the rest. If I might be so bold, Inquisitor, is this the company you would present as the Inquisition?
I know, right? You people are weird.
Thank you for illustrating the point.
What, you think you're better than me?
It's nothing personal, dear. I am demonstrably better than most. That you so thoroughly prove it is hardly my fault.
Pretty sure she thinks she's better than me.
Oh, this is truly, truly sad. Three keys to locks that have been changed, a schedule for a journey not taken, and 2 names of servants no longer employed.
I don't know what you're on about.
The now useless items passed to you by those in my employ. I do hope you have alternate plans for the evening.
Joke's on you. I only had 1 key.
Why do you care so little for those in need?
You presume to know my feelings?
It's obvious.
I merely believe the world's problems are more complex than you imagine. I could travel the whole world righting wrongs as you do and still accomplish nothing in the end.
Changing lives is hardly nothing.
You are naive. And arrogant if you think passing through a life has the power to change it.
Still on about Milady Josie and her tricky tongue, and I've been thinking again. Shut up. Here's how I'll do it too. I find a knob right, and I seduce him.
I worry where this might be going.
Wait, not done yet. He thinks he's being seduced, but when it's time for slap and tickle, I jump up and say, I like your wife better.
And the goal would be?
He thinks he's in charge, but he isn't. I am.
I don't know what to say.
Then I'll punch him to make sure he gets it.
Oh, Sarah, I do love you.
I wish we had more proper chevaliers in the Inquisition and fewer low-life thugs.
No matter how much you pretend I'm furniture, I'm still a person with ears that can hear you.
You recognize yourself there? Good.
Everyone, look away. I need to find a place to pee.
Could you be more of an embarrassment in what the Inquisitor and I are trying to accomplish?
Everyone look over here. Vivian needs to pee. Who's a bitch?
Charming.
Fact.
Will you put your shield down? The light glinting off it pierces my eyes.
Says the woman encrusted in crystals.
They are fine quality crystals.
I like you. You don't ask about elfie stuff.
Like you'd know what you're talking about.
Right, well. Checked your drawers recently, Vivi?
Oh, yes, my dear. Although I was rather well stocked with that particular shade of viper, so I sent it back.
Sent it back?
Yes. It should make its way to you at some point. I was most concerned it might have difficulty on the steps, so I gave it legs. 6 of them.
That's not... You're making fun, right?
Do you sleep with your mouth open? I should avoid that. It was heavy with eggs. Skitter, skitter.
That breach. It's hard to look away from it sometimes.
Right, because you know what it looks like.
No, it doesn't.
You know. They'll never really like you, Vivi.
Sarah dear, whatever has your scattered mind conjured now?
The knobs in Orlais. They barely like their own kin, and you're a mage.
Your failing, among many, is that you presume I desire approval. Power does not require that I be liked.
Well, halfway there then. Biddy!
Fuzzhead.
Grand.
Evidently, I offend you just by existing, Vivienne. What is it you want me to do?
I'm sure I don't know, darling. Do you imagine I spend all my waking hours worrying about your self-improvement?
Look, I wasn't trying to imply that you...
My dear Blackwall, there's nothing you can do to make your order relevant to our present situation. You really must stop assuming everything is about you. It's unbecoming.
Hey, when this is all done, if you ever need my help for anything, you just ask, all right?
Knew it! Knew you could be one of us.
Us? That Red Jenny thing, I didn't mean.
It'll be brilliant, right? You can flip some tables, show some knobs your ass or something.
No one needs to see my ass.
I know! Hey, do you think they'll have pie when we get back? I could use pie. Or 3.
That's a lot of pie for one person.
You'd understand if you've ever been hungry. In your bones hungry.
Do you have no sympathy for the Mage Rebellion?
It's not as simple as you think, my dear.
I understand that mages are dangerous. I know that if I had to face you alone, I wouldn't stand a chance. But must it be more complicated than treating people the way you'd like to be treated?
You're right in one thing. You wouldn't stand a chance against me.
I sent a box of rabbit raisins to some Lord What's-His-Tits in your name.
That explains the letter of gratitude. They were, by all accounts, delicious.
Ew! Ew! Ew!
You underestimate both the fragility of his holdings and the severity of tribute demanded of him in the past. Perhaps he was grateful it was not a stew made of some lesser cousin.
That's lies, right? Must be lies.
How can you possibly dislike the Grey Wardens, Vivienne?
Really? How many people do they conscript in the name of vigilance against the Blight? Hundreds? Thousands? For a threat that recent history tells us can be successfully ended by just 2. Yes, they certainly are heroes, and not at all a wasteful relic of a bygone age. Whatever could I find objectionable?
Say that again when a Blight's at your door. You know, I do have to admire you for your poise.
Yes, I imagine you do.
And I look forward to the day when that veneer crumbles. You must miss the comforts of your mansions, traveling with us as you do.
I miss them. I do not require them. But please, continue to imagine me a pampered lady if it makes you feel superior. Skitter, skitter, skitter.
Friggin' stop it, witchy pisser! Enjoying your food lately, Vivi?
Ugh. Shall I assume you have altered my meals, set the servants against me, and encouraged sputum-based rebellion?
Of course not, I would never. But you can't know, right?
Rest assured, I will eat privately from my own stalls from now on.
Whose idea was that then?
Mine!
You enjoy mocking my involvement with the Inquisition. What about yours? People like you, nobles, you send men to do your dirty work, your killing. And here you are, getting your hands dirty. Curious.
There is nothing curious about it. So much is at stake. Why would I leave any of it to someone else? What is that horrendous smell?
Nothing.
Where is it coming from?
Nowhere. You're not so scary, Vivi. Maybe I can't bug you, but you can't bug me neither.
My dear, I have not attempted to bug you.
Yes, you have.
I assure you, I have not.
You really well tried, and it hasn't friggin' worked. Got it?
Of course, Sarah dear. I understand completely.
You should learn to watch your back.
Well, you need to. Your ass. No, your mum's ass.
Great. I'm glad we understand each other. Right. How's it end?
What, the tavern tale?
Come on. You left off elbow deep in circumstances. That can't be it.
That wasn't her name, but yeah, that's as far as the story ever gets. Why are you complaining?
Because I can't stop thinking about it. I need to know the end.
Why would you want to stop? The whole point of the good bit is thinking about the good bit. If I tell the end, it ends. Bunch of moaners, this. Drag out the sad shit, yes please, but hang on to a good bit. Oh, can't have that. Freaking daft.
Would you like a silk handkerchief to wipe the mud off your greaves, Lady Vivienne?
It's just mud. Mud bothers me as much as your clumsy mockery, which is to say, not at all.
So, Enchanter to the Imperial Court. That's a fancy title.
How very observant.
Why aren't you holed up with the Empress in Halam Shiral?
Grand Duke Gaspard laid siege to the city while I was attending to business for the Circle.
Lucky for you, I guess.
The circle's shattered, the Empire is at war, and the Divine is dead. Only an imbecile would consider this lucky.
All right, worst thing you've ever eaten. I had this imported ham from Anderfell's once. It tasted like despair, literally.
But you probably got to wash it down with an expensive wine. Mine was 2-year-old hardtack. You can't scrape off the blue anymore. You just try not to look. Is it true that Kirkwall's Knight Commander became a statue?
Absolutely true. She's still there, bringing an extra dose of horror to Gallows tourists.
No one's moved it. I mean, her.
And make it impossible for children to play Who's Brave Enough to Poke Meredith.
They don't actually do that, do they?
No, no one's brave enough to poke Meredith. Must be an old dwarven outpost.
What was it for?
Trade, maybe? Your guess is as good as mine.
Darkspawn. How many can we expect to encounter? Blackwall?
It's hard to say. Keep your guard up.
The Darkspawn coming up through here. Well, let's seal it before more join us.
Hope that holds the Darkspawn back.
Not even worth looting.
I have a serious question for you, Iron Lady.
I can hardly wait.
In the Imperial Court, if someone uses the wrong fork at dinner, is that worse than death or just social suicide?
It's impossible to say, my dear. Anyone who has ever so misstepped was stabbed to death with the proper fork.
This guard captain from Kirkwall that you're friends with.
She's stronger than you.
Right. Just checking.
So it was just you, alone in the vast wilderness?
What are you on about?
The lone wanderer searching the world. What's he trying to find? Love? Absolution?
Try someone with a strong arm and stronger will to fight Darkspawn.
Yes, but what does that represent?
Wanting to kill more Darkspawn.
You're just like Sebastian.
Your enchanter Vivienne lives well.
She remains. Your worship, for what it's worth, welcome to the Storm Coast. I would have sent word sooner, but our efforts have been delayed.
How so?
There's a group of bandits operating in the area. They know the terrain, and our small party has had trouble going up against them. Some of our soldiers went to speak with their leader. Haven't heard back, though.
Of course you haven't.
The soldiers didn't have an exact location for the bandits, but they were starting their search farther down the beach. With all this fuss, we haven't been able to conduct a proper search for the wardens either. Well, good luck, and enjoy the sea air. I hear it's good for the soul.
Have you ever had any interest in learning magic, Sarah?
Get off.
While it has not manifested naturally, there are ways to determine whether arcane gifts lie dormant within you.
What? Don't make me think about that. I have to sleep at night.
Sleeping would give you the chance to explore the Fade. I could introduce you to spirits.
Right, you're messing with me on purpose.
Why would I do that? It is not as though I know who filled my bedroll with lizards.
Fair point. That was pretty good.
I will remember this when it is over.
This war? The Inquisition?
The people. How you fought against the tide. It is courageous.
Chargers! Stand down! Prim! How'd we do? 5 or 6 wounded, Chief. No dead.
That's what I like to hear. Let the throat cutters finish up, then break out the casks. So, you're with the Inquisition, huh? Glad you could make it. Come on, have a seat. Drinks are coming.
You want to have drinks in the aftermath of a battle?
Better than in the middle of a battle. This is Golden Scythe 490 Black. You spill it, you'll kill all the grass. I assume you remember Cremisius Aclassi, my lieutenant.
Good to see you again. Throat cutters are done, Chief.
Already? Have them check again. I don't want any of those Tevinter bastards getting away. No offense, Krem.
None taken. At least a bastard knows who his mother was. Puts him one up on you Canary, right?
So, you've seen us fight. We're expensive, but we're worth it. And I'm sure the Inquisition can afford us.
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
Wouldn't cost you anything personally. Unless you want to buy drinks later. Your ambassador, what's her name? Josephine. We'd go through her and get the payments set up. Gold will take care of itself. Don't worry about that. All that matters is we're worth it.
The Chargers seem like an excellent company.
They are, but you're not just getting the boys. You're getting me. You need a frontline bodyguard. I'm your man. Whatever it is. Demons? Dragons? The bigger the better. And there's one other thing. Might be useful. Might piss you off. Ever hear of the Ben Hasra?
I've never heard of it.
It's a Canary order. They handle information, loyalty, security, all of it. Spies, basically. Or, well, we're spies. The Ben Hasrath are concerned about the breach. Magic out of control like that could cause trouble everywhere. I've been ordered to join the Inquisition, get close to the people in charge, and send reports on what's happening. But I also get reports from Ben Hasrath agents all over Orlais. You sign me on, I'll share them with your people.
You're a Canary spy and you just told me.
Whatever happened at that Conclave thing is bad. Someone needs to get that breach closed. So whatever I am, I'm on your side.
You still could have hidden what you are.
From something called the Inquisition. I'd have been tipped sooner or later. Better you hear it right up front from me.
What would you send home in these reports of yours?
Enough to keep my superiors happy. Nothing that'll compromise your operations. The Canary want to know if they need to launch an invasion to stop the whole damn world from falling apart. You let me send word of what you're doing, it'll put some minds at ease. That's good for everyone.
What's in these Ben Hasrath reports you're offering to share?
Enemy movements, suspicious activity, intriguing gossip. It's a bit of everything. Alone they're not much, but if your spy master is worth it, damn, she'll put him to good use.
She?
I did a little research. Plus, I've always had a weakness for redheads.
All right, you're in.
Excellent. Krem, tell the men to finish drinking on the road. The Chargers just got hired.
What about the casks, Chief? We just opened them up with axes.
Find some way to seal them. You're Tevinter, right? Try blood magic. We'll meet you back at Haven.